to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We had executive sessions on 3/12 from 2 to 3:30 PM regarding the code personnel matter. From 3:31 to 3:40 regarding, the 2022 CV 1061 and 2023 CV 699. An executive session was held and another on 3/17 from 6 to 6:37 PM regarding CV 2022 CV 1061 and 2023 CV 699. And then we had one.
I'm sorry, I can't.
And then another today, starting at 5 regarding police and public works personnel matters. Okay. Citizens to be heard. Ms. Greider.
Hi there, I'm Mary Ann Kreischer. I am the owner of Kreischer Marshall and Associates, which is an elder law firm on Market Street. Not here to take up much of your time today, but I did want to bring to your attention. When I got to work on Monday, March 16th, Market Street was blocked off. All of our parking, public parking, as well as our private parking was blocked off. We had no notice beforehand, that we could let our clients know. And I was a little upset. So I sent an email to Lisa, and said, ask for some general information. How long is this anticipated to go? I understand that work needs to be done. But being able to plan, make other arrangements for our senior clients, our disabled clients, and not being able to use the private parking that was in front of our office was really detrimental to our business. I didn't get a response from Lisa. I called Lisa. I left a voicemail. I sent an email to all of the members of council, and not one person from the town reached out to answer our questions. We wanted to know how long this was going to last, if accommodations could be made, could we perhaps tell our clients that they could park on 4th Street without the concern of permit parking. We got no response. So now I'm not as upset about the parking. I'm more upset about the lack of disrespect of communication of council and the town to the businesses in the town. And I really think that we want businesses to be here in Bloomsburg. We need to act as partners, and partnership only works when there's communication. And I request you to please do better.
So we, Lisa and I received an email from Ms. Kreischer on Sunday, was it?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday night.
So in investigating about this, we reached out to RDI to find out. They looked into it today. There was, because we both looked through our inboxes. I couldn't find anything in the junk or anything like that. Yeah, so. Okay, yeah, not everyone. So, I'm sorry, it got marked as spam when you sent it from the office. For whatever reason, because there wasn't like a graphic coming from your cell phone when you sent it on Saturday, that didn't flag it, but our external controls flagged it as spam, so it quarantined it from all of our inboxes and we didn't see it. So, we were working with the IT folks to not allow that to happen again, and not that that's an excuse, but none of us saw it.
I called and left a message.
I can't speak for that.
And that's, I understand that work needs to be done, and I understand that there's gonna be road closures, I understand that there's gonna be parking issues. A response would have been appreciated.
Yeah, when I got it Saturday, I responded 7:16. I got your email. I responded at 8:41. So I looked into it with RTI, our web provider, and it did get stuck in our spam filter. I do have a call yet to say, how do I check the spam filter? Because I'm sure you're not the only one that gets clogged up in that. So I do apologize.
But we haven't, the phone thing.
I don't know where the message was left, so I do apologize.
Did you leave it on mine by chance?
I did not leave it on yours,
Okay.
I called the town manager, left it on that voicemail. what started was that there was no communication to any of the business. Mine is not the only business on Market Street that's affected. Stifel, Hutchinson's Insurance, the funeral home, none of them were notified that this was happening. And I understand sometimes that can happen and you are at the mercy of the schedule of whoever's doing the construction. But the only information that I have gotten regarding the construction and how long it's anticipated to last is from the workers themselves.
So I did reach out to Veolia today, just to try to look into that a little bit more, and we did get a response that Veolia did knock and go into each business Monday. They did say that they spoke to the
That was after I went
receptionist.
to them.
Okay, but they did say that they spoke to someone at Kreischer Monday morning. So that was the response from Veolia that I got today.
Did we know they were gonna do work? Cause I think that's part of one of our other issues with Veolia. They just don't tell us when they're gonna do stuff.
So do you want to discuss the permit?
They've been working on Market Street for a while now. I mean, obviously, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
They typically, they'll come in and they'll notify us when they street closings, because they'll get a permit. And then that'll be, the route we go there. When they start a project and they start just diverting traffic, and then you got two-way traffic going each way, they don't necessarily come in each day and notify us. They have the no parking signs, and they kind of do that portion of the project on their own.
But they did say that cars could park there parallel, not just pulled in. So it probably shortens your parking.
It does shorten the parking, and try to explain that to people who've been coming for years, that they can't pull straight in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or that they have to parallel park, and many of them shouldn't be parallel parking. So I guess I wanted to let you know the issues that we were facing.
Right.
Ask if that permit parking on Fourth Street, if we would be able to use that parking for the time being while that construction is happening without our people getting tickets.
Yes, I mean, you gotta enforce the parking for people, excuse me, that actually paid for the parking. So if there's somebody that's complaining that there's an unpermitted vehicle in that area, we would have to go out and enforce that because they paid for the parking. Unless the council wanted to make some other kind of arrangement
Is there a
there.
way to have the employees park out front and let the customers park in the back?
I have 20 employees,
Okay.
Justin.
I'm just asking, I don't know.
So, the funeral home has agreed to allow us to park some of our cars over at their office until there's a funeral.
Yeah,
So we have several employees that are parking over there, so we've opened up spots in the back, but
okay,
this was all Monday morning. I got to it and I was like, okay, we have 5 clients coming in at 9 o'clock. Where do I put them? So I just wanted to make you aware and hope to see some improvement in the future.
all right. Thank
So-
you.
Is there any recommendations that you would have for the future? As far as an easier way to coordinate with businesses, residents, and construction companies?
A notification the week ahead of time, rather than the morning that they're gonna start. Hey, we're planning and it's going to be this long. I mean, they told me it was gonna be 2 weeks. There's no way they're gonna be done in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I mean, this is week 2 and there's no way that they're gonna be done in 2 weeks. So I know that it's gonna be longer than that. It just would have been nice to have some forewarning.
But I also noticed across the street, on the other side of Market Street, they blocked off 2 blocks of parking
There's
for 2 days,
2 days.
and nothing was there, absolutely nothing.
Mhm.
But they put cones up all across the street.
There's no parking on either side of Market Street between right above the street all the way down to
Right,
Phil.
but they put their orange cones out and nothing was there for 2
Well, they're
whole
not gonna
days.
let people park in their work zone.
There was nothing there before they started. They did that for 2 whole days. There was nothing there, nothing. Then the weekend came, and Monday the stuff started showing. That's exactly how it was.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I have some. Yep. In regards to the crosswalk that is at Third and East, I brought it up before, you know, we tried that thing before with the, yield to pedestrian signs, you know, that little sign didn't work. And as you know, it's like you kind of, you have to be very, sensical about, when it's safe to cross there. Like you said before, it's like, you just cross when you can and whatnot, a little different when you can't, scurry across. I ran as fast as anybody ever did here, but not anymore. It is what it is. The power chair goes 6 miles an hour. It doesn't go any faster. When I travel a lot, I see some things like I never looked at the one that's down by the school exactly how that works, but I sent a thing that Jim, while I was away, that I saw in Georgia, where they have that thing where it's a sign that the person presses the button and it's a big pedestrian thing and it lights up. And the people that where I was at are obviously used to seeing it, but when I hit it, it was like there was all this traffic, everybody stopped, like that thing was extremely effective. Now, anything that we're gonna try to implement, I know money's an issue. I know we don't have money and so forth. Sometimes there's a discussion of like grants for this, grants for that. When you said, as far as like, I'm sure we're aware maybe from what we spent on the one at Fit. Is there a ballpark of what something like that would cost to implement?
I don't think anyone in the room right now would have that on the
Right.
top of their head. because
Right. I just don't know if there was a cost that
people
was,
involved.
uh, when the one on Fit, how long ago was the one at the Memorial School put in?
So Chris is online. She was here at that time. I mean, we're talking 20+ years ago.
Oh.
I believe Chris.
No, the one on Sixth that you're talking about, right?
I haven't seen exactly where it's at, but I know there is one somewhere where you press the thing and it.
Oh, you're not talking about like bulb outs. You're just saying like pedestrian.
I think you're referring to Sixth and Market.
Yeah, I think. I never
Fire
actually
bring it up.
used it.
I mean, that's the only one we have that flashes when you hit a button.
So that requires a LTAP study. It's free, but the rapid flashing beacon is what it's called, if you're referring to that.
Okay,
So those are probably thousands of dollars. You can get them solar now, which helps.
Right.
There's different ones, but PennDOT regulates which ones that we can get.
Right.
It's definitely a
So-
functional thing. I stood there one day and 14 cars
Okay, then
went by
that goes.
before I could get through.
Yeah, like,
Really?
like something like
Sixth
that.
Grade.
Yeah, yeah, that's the rapid flashing.
No, this
beacon.
one.
Across, there's like a little,
You mean
like
third?
third and fourth,
Third,
between third and fourth, kind of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all I wanna say about that is like, it's like to the point that you need to have, like, we've all dealt with that there. And it's like, it is what it is, but it's like to the point you need to have like, let's see if I can buy like a wheelchair size, like Abrams tank. And just see what happens, like like whatever hits me just gets obliterated, and I'm like, okay. But like the other day I crossed it, and I usually only do it when I'm coming in the meetings. Today it wasn't, it slowed down enough. But when I was going back, and it'll probably happen when I leave, there was a guy there that he was waiting, and the cars are going, and he doesn't even make an attempt to cross, and I was like, you don't have to wait for those people, and I didn't just roll out, went slow, and then and I was going, the other time I was going the other way, and people coming towards the light's red, and they're flying through, and I stopped in the middle, and this, I was an older guy, almost plowed into me, and then, now I stopped short of that, and then he's a block from a red light, and it's like, I think it's a major safety issue. I'm surprised nothing happened, and the only other thing I could say on the subject matter while I'm here and you're here, is there any possibility that you could do I know we're short-staffed, but some kind of mini patrol there, and you could actually see, when's the last time a car was cited for not yielding to a pedestrian in Bloomsburg? In the last 10 years?
I have no idea.
Yeah, this is probably because it didn't really happen, but if you sat there, if I went out there right now, it would just, at rush hour, it would be insane. You could just, and people, everybody's seen this, they flip out, they flip you off, they hit the horn at you.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a state law, I just think, and I brought that same thing to the table here many times, and I brought it up a few years ago, and, we have no solution.
I mean, we've even
So-
talked about it, because if you go to any other state and you go out into a crosswalk, traffic stops.
And that's why I sent the thing to him. It's
Yeah.
like, you press that thing. I wish I had a screen to show it. There was all this traffic. They stopped immediately.
Mhm.
So, I mean, at some point down the road, maybe it's something we could look into, and I think, you know, at some point, hopefully we can do it. But before somebody gets hit and killed, right? So that's where we're at, so. I'll just say I told you so when that happens, and then we can all be sorry that we're getting sued, so I'm done now. Since I'm wound
Thank you,
up.
Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
Okay.
Move on to approval of the council minutes from the March 9th, 2026 meeting.
Oh, I wanted to.
You or anyone else?
That's true.
You got input.
Do I need to stand up?
You don't have to.
Okay,
Speak loud.
I'm so much better not standing up. So I'm not here to necessarily complain, I'm here to kind of advocate for the dog park. Because we all know, the ones that know me, I'm a little dog obsessed. But, so the dog park has been a great addition to the community. I know the mud is always a concern. And last year, Justin connected me to somebody and we reached out to him and we worked together and put millings at the entrances. And that solved the entrances mud issue. And it was a fantastic solution. It was free because it was the millings. And I know like there's a lot of dog and high traffic, and that's always an issue. But that's because it's wonderfully used. Now, I've talked to a bunch of other dog park frequenters. To try to find solutions, because I'm always trying to find a way to make things better. Now, ideally, everybody knows it's springtime, there's gonna be mud, because the dogs are fantastic in the winter there, it's constant traffic. So like, it's an exception, there's mud, it happens. And the park currently, compared to last year, has improved with the mud factor. And I think because of the previous grass and stuff. And I've talked to different people to help try to find solutions on grass versus like, I know I created a poll in the Facebook dog park group. And I said, hey guys, do we have any other ideas? How would you guys feel about closing for 2 weeks to kind of get the grass to grow? Now, ideally, I know the grass wouldn't like seed super great at that time frame. But it would be a start. And some people had mentioned the mulch and the clippings, cuttings, chips, that's the word, chips. And to do the whole dog park and the chips, that's kind of like counterintuitive because the dogs love running in the grass and having fun. I do think chips in certain areas would be ideal, because if you actually look at the dog park itself, you can see the heavier areas that are more mud, and they actually tend to be the places that the humans stand the whole time. So I think if we just kind of put mulch or chip a little bit farther from the entrance and maybe a 2-foot boundary around the seating, which is where most of the people stand, so the dogs coming back and forth, and then grass seeded the main area again. I think that would be a great solution. I know some people mentioned AstroTurf. It's a great idea because of the reuse, but the creating the underneath is really expensive. And being that it's in a flood zone, as soon as we get all that
It doesn't
off.
get flooded, actually.
Oh, does it?
Yep.
Well, that's amazing.
Not
That's a
bad.
good spot.
It's on the same level as the pool. Pool doesn't get flooded.
Oh, so I was worried about that. Well,
Yep,
that's
don't even worry about that.
okay. So the cost there is a factor though.
Yes.
And I know we have all the wood chips. There is a concern though about the chemicals that are put on there and poison ivy, because I am a poison ivy girl. I look at a picture and I get it. But if we got like clean chips to do around that area.
Hey, Angie, just to stop you, because the thing that we're talking about later is putting a fence halfway through. And
Yes.
seating one side so that we can.
I was talking to Jacqueline and Lisa about that.
Okay.
And I think that is a great solution. I know there could be positives and negatives, so, because some people are worried about the half side getting smaller and the dogs being reactive, but ideally, you're the owner, you're supposed to take care of your own dog. And if you go to the dog park and you don't necessarily think that some of those dogs are gonna get along, there's the BART trail. And even if we did the fence, in between. I think if we took 2 weeks to let the grass seed, put the fence in. People have other options. They have the BART, which is beautiful. They have Berwick Dog Park, which is a drive, but it's still something if you need to get your dog off leash. There's Hess's Fields, there's the fairground. So there are alternatives. Now, the poll I did, I got about 85 responses. And 76 of them, which was 89%, were completely on board and game for closing the park for 2 weeks to kind of let it heal per se. Some of them, an option was sand, but that's again expensive. Sand's been really expensive. One of the options was chips, but that's a lot of wood chips too.
You get those for free.
Yeah,
I know a guy.
Now, I know the fence, the concern was some finances and stuff, but if there's ever an issue with not having the allotment for grass seed, I'd be willing to head up a fundraiser. Because I know everybody at the dog park would be willing to put in a couple bucks and we might eventually get enough to be able to replenish, kind of give back.
Bloomsburg sells grass to a dog park.
Right, and instead of stand right at the dog park.
It's part of your job too, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean. Well, but like, it's just an idea, and I know everybody was on board. Now, there are a few older people that I talked to too. Their concern is they really don't have the ability to go somewhere else, but I think if we were to voice to the community, hey, do your best to avoid it, but kind of give some acceptances for their disabilities or for their inability because they are older. 1 or 2 dogs isn't gonna be a big effect compared to sometimes 18 dogs.
Yeah.
And I think that would still give the grass time to heal. Just because I know she has like a very active dog. And she has reached out to you guys before.
Yeah.
So like, I wanna include everybody. My goal though is to find the happy, best answer we can come together with. And I can kind of let the dog park Facebook group know too. So they don't go there and they're like, oh, what the heck is this?
Yeah,
So there can be kind of an awareness.
okay. Well, first of all, thank you for kind of
Yeah.
spearheading this and, you know, taking the ball, run with it and caring about it so much. I know that you got in touch with Jackie and we're talking with Brady, so, we'll be talking about it a little bit later. Yeah, sir?
Yeah, I was just curious, I live up there on Millville Road, my house is situated between Millville and Summit.
Okay,
Was curious, I noticed you guys came through in Cold Patch today, which was a welcome sight. The road is kind of like a washboard, and I've heard through, I bought property about a 1.5 years ago. As I've kind of talked to neighbors, it seems we've been talking about paving that for 3 or 4 years. And we keep getting told about the water companies, the reason that we're not doing it.
the water company is the one that's gonna do it.
Is gonna pave the road.
Yeah.
Do we have a timeline on that?
Yeah, when they're finished with Market Street, that's our next round.
Do we have that,
Do we have a day on Market Street?
do we have that in writing that it's happening this year?
Merry Christmas.
Might start end of the year, but as soon as they're done with that project, I do believe they are working on finalizing the engineering bit, drafts and that's the next project that they're doing.
Okay, cause it's,
Then all that,
Could you please get something in writing, because I wouldn't care if it was end of the year, but just to have an idea of a date.
yeah, cause it's. I have neighbors who've fallen on the road and broken wrists.
It's bubble gum, the whole thing, it's crazy.
Walking dogs.
Yeah.
You know, I was actually on my way out today to take a picture with a 2x4 tape measure of how deep potholes were, and the guys were behind me filling them in.
Yeah.
So I couldn't, but regardless, it's, I mean, I know gravel roads are in better shape.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I just paid my taxes. They weren't cheap.
So
Uh,
March, oh, go ahead.
What's that?
I was just gonna say, March 13th, I did get a response from Veolia. I reached out, I left, Liz through
Okay.
Facebook, yeah. So Summit Avenue project, a contractor has not been selected yet. Revisions were just finalized this month. Veolia still needs to complete the contractor selection process before they can start and a timeline for project. That was March 13th. I did share that with you, Justin.
Yeah, so I was just curious as to what our timeline is on that, because It's bad.
Yeah, well, so the beauty of having them do it as opposed to us is they can get those contracts together and put out, like, we have to do a whole public bidding thing, so that timeline for them should be a little bit shorter than it would be for us, so I can't speak to what that actually is on their end, but they work with local contractors, and as long as they have the time, so as soon as we get a date, we'll be able to give it to you then when they're looking to start.
Perfect.
And despite the frustration on Market Street, they have been moving along, so it shouldn't be the end of the year. But we'll keep you posted. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, approval of the council minutes for the March 9th, 2026 meeting.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any additions or subtractions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Vote. Next is approval of the resolution 3/23/2601 for the disposition list.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next is the Admin Finance Committee. Item A is approval of ending the probationary period of Philip Snyder, Philip Unger, and Eric Wyland in the Public Works Department.
Move to approve.
Moved and seconded.
Yeah, I believe we're doing great. They're selling and growing. Way.
Further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Item B is approval of Jason Reynolds to be appointed to the Civil Service Commission with a term expiring 12/31/28.
Move to approve. Second.
Moved and seconded.
He's a longstanding member of the community. I think he'll be an asset to the Civil Service Commission.
Great. And he's taking over from Mr. Person.
That is correct.
Well, we've done it for another 25 years then, huh?
Yes.
All right. Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Item C is approval of hiring Scott March, part-time for seasonal grass mowing in the Public Works Department.
So moved.
Second.
Moving second. Guys, come back. Just can't quit.
He stops in every once in a while. I asked him. He was interested, so I thought it'd be kind of nice because he already knows
Yeah.
everything. So it's, you have to train him, and jump on the mower and do what you gotta do and go home.
Okay.
So.
I thought you were in the waiting room, so I put you back on.
Oh, keep it back on.
It's okay. Bill Stewart just came on. so-
Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Item D is approval of the fee agreement with Gabriel Farah for contract negotiations for police and public works recycling.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. This is a lawyer, correct?
Correct, and it's recommended by Cafferlin, the stamp consultant. It's 1/3 of the rate of the Canon.
And this is, they do a lot of this, so. should be fair. Okay. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item 2, Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, sure. Discussion of, on the future operating concessions for the upcoming season. Options for consideration include operate concessions in-house by town staff or outsource concessions and issue a request for proposals for a private operation. So, Lisa, myself, and Brady and I had a great conversation the other day and, kind of came up with 2 options. And, we kind of wanted your thoughts.
I do not think that we should get into the food business.
Well, this is where we were at.
Yeah.
I mean. Why do we think that we need pizza hot dogs? Like the absolute like hot food. Why can't we just have, you know,
We could have
chips,
all three
sodas,
stuff.
ice creams? That's where we were at, so, you know. The $300 is very cheap.
If we wanted to piggyback off that and say no prepared food there, Gretchen from the pool committee had reached out today about maybe there's a possibility that we could get work study students down there. And then they'd be on like.
I think
paid by the
that-
School.
Yes, I think that's it. Should try it, if it doesn't work out, we go back to having a better.
Do you have any idea how much revenue they did in hot food? I mean,
No,
No idea. The French fries are really good, but you're getting a very small amount from them. And the amount that we were getting, I feel like we can probably get more. If we just do basics.
well, we would stand to make more regardless,
Correct.
but who's inventorying all the snacks?
Who's buying all the snacks?
Yeah. Ready offer inventory once a week.
They're here now, you inventory. Now you can obviously make the runs. I mean, he's got a box truck, you can take to Sam's Club and.
Yeah.
Fill up and.
There are delivery services like as a plus membership, so.
If we were going to entertain this, we should have another one of those kiosks there that we have
Yes.
our menu.
Yes,
Yeah.
so that would be a hit,
Is that
Yeah.
100?
6 something.
$6.99.
Okay.
Yeah. So. We were kind of just thinking, do bare minimums, see what we can do. Ice cream. Candy,
I mean,
snacks.
so when, that was why Juby wasn't interested, was,
It was thought it would, with its catering business, you just wouldn't have the time to spend.
right, but he also mentioned, you know, cause I said to him. We don't, like, people are allowed to bring coolers, you can order pizzas, you know, we don't really have a closed loop down there,
Right,
so. If we're gonna let people bring in public there.
So B and C are on the agenda next to kind of go over pricing for B, and then C is the outside food discussion, outside drink.
we're doing that pretty much. So. We were just kind of throwing options around, we liked in-house where we just rotate the lifeguards in and out. Brady offered to do weekly inventory, so we could see what we were at, what's selling, what's not selling. That kind of,
Like, the lifeguards could take it on,
right. You know, they're doing 15-minute rotations, so that's just part of their rotation.
that's a
That's
pretty good
what they
idea.
do over at
Sunnybrook.
Steinberg. Don't have, this doesn't have to be rocket science. That's just-
I mean, vending machines.
You wouldn't need,
You wouldn't need to have to man them.
you wouldn't need a serve safe for any of that, it's all prepackaged. I'd stay away from any slushy machine or anything, you could have, you know, prepackaged for that too, honestly. You
Yeah,
don't need that,
I mean.
nothing that needs.
A fridge, we would probably need a fridge, with a freezer. Or.
Wasn't the freezer down there ours anyway, or did they bring the freezer?
No, no,
There's nothing in there now, okay.
all we got is.
That display cooler that was in there, that's there as well.
Or we got for requests for proposals and did not. Or open prayer. Has anyone expressed interest at all?
I did reach out to Husky Dens and they might be interested if we do put it out for proposal, but we didn't really bring it back to council to see what the appetite was.
Do they know that it would have to be fully stocked, like equipment wants?
They said they have a food truck, but like, I don't know who else in town would be interested.
I just think, I mean, I have no idea how much money they made, but it's such a short season and honestly, probably such short money. It's gonna just be hard to figure out if somebody would go into it. So, I reached out to everybody I know and one of my friends looked at it, but the rest of them just didn't have the time.
You know, I hate to say publicly, but I would bet they made 1,000 a week there.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
If
but
we were
you have
getting
to-
300.
First, they weren't cheap, and second,
You
it
have
was
to
good.
hire somebody
Right,
that taking half of that.
and if you gotta buy a cool freezer, there's $800.
And this may surprise you, but the margin on food isn't that great.
Shocking.
I mean, you could go as far as, you know, if you wanted anything, you could put a hot dog roller in there. You know, the hot dogs are pre-cooked, you're not gonna kill anybody.
Yeah.
But beyond that, you know, you get burger, you get fries. And for this season, if you're talking about doing it in-house, you gotta get, if that grill that's in there, they took, you gotta get a grill, you gotta get a fryer. And, you know, this season.
Very basic.
I think you need to have certifications, right, to operate all that
Yeah,
equipment?
somebody has.
Somebody has to have that certified.
Well,
So-
technically, you only have to have someone with that be on call to be you don't actually have to have someone with ServSafe, which is a very easy test to take, but somebody has to be readily available with ServSafe to.
Yeah, but I
be
know,
there
but like, you don't want
No.
high school kids.
No, I think the limited service idea is probably the best way for this season anyway, get through it and then, you know, we think about next year.
Doing roller dog?
Anything that make it the easiest. The easiest for the lifeguards, for the staff.
You'd
And if hot dogs are gonna be easy,
So,
what's that?
the hot dog rollers, like, they sound easy, but then someone has to clean them every day, so that is where it would maybe get
Not if you
more
want the good
complicated.
You know, 7-Eleven coming.
Yeah, I would,
Well, what's the solution for the freezer then? Buying a freezer.
the ice cream company may provide you with a freezer.
Oh. Yeah.
If you
wanna look at that?
Not often, probably if you buy enough, or is there no minimum to?
Well, I mean, you
They'll
know,
take it with them when they.
Yeah.
Buying their stuff.
a good humor, and that's, you see those, that
Right.
freezers that are all got the stickers all over them for a company, they generally will provide you those. Now, if you're gonna go to Sam's Club and buy, well, first of all, you gotta get the ice cream back from Sam's Club frozen, so probably wouldn't work, but,
That one we can't deliver.
you know,
For
Hershey's.
popsicles, like, you
I
know.
think Hershey's is still in this market, you reach out to Hershey's and, you know, they'll probably give you a freezer for the 4 months.
Anything to make it super easy.
If you buy
It doesn't
soda,
have to be hot.
yeah, if you buy soda through a soda company, Coke or Pepsi, it'll give you a display cooler.
Yeah.
But
true.
I'll tell you right off, the stuff that they're gonna sell you is more expensive than it is to go to a discount store.
So that's.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Did we have a motion?
There's no motion right now.
Yeah,
Did you guys, anybody talk to Brandy about any of this yet?
I last spoke to her and I did not bring it up as we were just still
Yeah.
trying to discover what you guys wanted. I spoke to her last Friday, Thursday.
I think we'll make a grand doing it.
I do too. I think it's, I mean, again. You don't have to get into like the crazy stuff. Like, we grew up going to the pool and we got
We got.
The only thing we got every single
Christian
time was-
soda, that was all we had.
candy and
Yeah.
soda,
Yeah,
so. If we can provide that, I think that. We can do all right.
so that slushy machine too, they took that slushy machine.
Yeah, I don't even know this. Energy. You have to come get it from the shop.
That place with the. big
technically
stuff.
it's ours,
Oh,
right?
yeah, quite frankly, it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone want to make a motion?
It's food, I'll make a motion. That we use option number 1 to operate the stand with in-house workers for this.
And it's in. When it's in offerings.
The limited offer.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Great, thanks, David.
Probably skip.
Oh, what's that?
No, we'll go for the, well, we can skip B, I guess.
Yeah, can we skip B or should we vote on it?
Vote it down so I don't have to
Okay.
put it on the next.
City not to maintain current concession fee structure of 300 per month prorated as applicable for any contracted operator.
I would just ask for it to be removed if you guys want to make that motion and then I'll take it off the fee resolution.
Okay.
Unless you want to keep it on.
Keep it on because it's like,
Okay.
you know, this is an experiment.
Okay.
So, we don't want this.
Right, so
So-
motion, do we still have to make the
You still have to
motion?
make the motion.
So motion to maintain the current concession fee structure, 300 per month for any contracted operator.
You need a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed?
Okay.
Whoopsies.
Oh, good, it wasn't me.
No, just someone who's been on council for 2 years. It's fine.
All good,
But you guys want the structure to remain.
correct.
Okay,
Mhm.
so really Jess
Should we
and
just
Jim
vote
were
it out?
correct.
Should we just vote it out?
I'll just leave it on the fee resolution.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, C, decision on whether to allow outside food and drink into the pool that is outside of the concessions.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any question or discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
So you guys do want the pool to allow outside food?
Yes.
Okay, just to clarify. And Jess, that was a no?
No, that was an aye. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Allowing
Alright.
outside food in.
We voted on it, but I mean, the lifeguards gonna be instructed to go around, make sure people don't have glass bottles and other things.
They're told to check at the door,
Okay.
Yeah.
but yeah.
That's on the rules, not supposed to.
Okay. The approval to install a temporary fence within the dog park at a cost of $879.18 from Home Depot to allow for a rotational section closure for reseeding and grass recovery.
So
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay.
So this was our cohesive agreement to kind of have the dog park open at all times because we do not realize that people do use it every single day. And then rotate. So we would close one side for 2 weeks or for however long it needs for the grass to recover and then go to the other side. We will put the fencing right down the middle. There would be a gate in the center to open it up. So when the entire dog park is great, they can run through and have full open access.
Oh, so this is like a permanent fence.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
I was like, why can't we just do snow fencing?
No, it's a permanent chain link, just like what's down here now. So then it would have the double gate in the center.
Okay.
Close the gate, you see it, everybody uses the other side. Once it's good to go, both sides are fine, open the gates up in the center, space up. Then you're not closing down the whole thing.
Very quickly, definitely have to section.
But like when it opens up, does it open up the whole thing or is there just like a small section of the dogs can get?
It'd be like a 25-foot section.
Oh, that's bigger than I thought, sorry.
Yeah, I think I said 8 foot.
Glad I asked.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's not what I had in my head at all.
Each one is 12.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
That makes me much happier. That's a lot more.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How long will it take for the grass to recover? I mean. 2 weeks just.
Doesn't.
I don't think that's long.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
No,
Month,
I
That's
feel
not-
at least a month.
yeah, I was gonna.
I keep getting all these ads for like Clover and.
That's, I
Low
actually
Road, Deal.
suggested Clover on
Turf
the
management company.
I would think of that
You
too,
guys talk to the
about
truck
like
management company
something
on this?
more.
Or is there like a
Because-
more high traffic grass seed that we could use?
There's the soya grass, there's different things. you
Yeah.
can get.
I work in the
Soy
landscaping
that's really
industry.
thick.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm fairly confident if we talk to somebody who
That's why it's
does
so brown.
lawn treatments, we could probably figure something out where that 2 week window is a walk in the park, not the. full
Yeah.
fun. It's, if we were to get somebody down there who knows, I do landscaping, I don't necessarily make it grow, make it die.
yeah.
But I know guys who, that's all they do is make it grow, make it die. And if we talked to somebody, they could probably give us a decent idea on 2 weeks is enough time to, because what you might do is kill this side really good while this side gets okay.
Yeah.
And then kill this side really good while we try to salvage this side, which I'd hate to see happen. I know nothing about the dog park. so
Do
I'll
you like
put that out
the
there.
other thing, Goya grass?
There's still a lot more grass than there was last year. There's a lot of grass still, so that might help with it too.
By May, since he's in the landscape and I she has,
I have
I thought it's pronounced
Zoya.
Zoysia, but
So we should- yeah.
my grandparents had it down in the Reading Airport. That stuff is so thick. And I'm sure you've mowed it before, like,
It's
you know, we used to have to bag it. And is that a better high traffic thing and less likely to, I mean, that
Come
real
and take a
thick
couple of
grass?
plugs out of my yard.
Word I got is Garvin's parents put it in and the whole neighborhood got it.
Yeah, that was, my dad, my dad got that plugger, went around, she plugged in all over.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just crazy,
That's a fan,
and it's very cushy.
Less.
Okay, let's look into it. See what happens.
Do we wanna talk to somebody first before we, I mean, we could probably conditionally approve this so that we can keep it moving because this is our window. You know, we don't wanna wait till the next meeting probably.
Well, we can at least approve it.
Yeah, but I think you make a really good point
I'm happy
that,
to
you know,
share
if we
that.
just really beat the hell out of one side while we're letting the other go and then go and do the opposite, we're not getting ahead in life.
I'm happy to share contacts with you.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Alright,
Let's get the best we can.
And I'll help keep relaying information to the group, just because everybody's curious.
yeah,
Perfect. Coordinate it.
okay. Then, do we have a motion in a second on that yet, or we?
Jess and Chris.
Okay, you wanna amend that, or Jess, do you wanna amend that, so that's. What do you wanna say, based upon the input from a landscaper?
Okay, I'd like to amend my motion. What was, say it again?
Based
I
upon
want to
the
get it
input-
right.
Oh, yeah.
What?
What I said.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
You-
Second.
You agree, Lou?
What you said.
Being on the landscaper.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go, Jess, you got
Alright,
it.
all in favor, please say aye.
Bye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Great. E is kind of also playing off that one as well. Approval of placing stone at the entrance of the dog park. Note a price will be provided today.
So we have stone. So that's why I'm.
Yeah.
Because we already have, it's just us putting it down.
So we don't need to approve anything.
I think there was the discussion of if you guys wanted chips or mulch or stone. So like, if you guys want stone, we'll do it, but I don't want Brady to do it and then everyone be upset that it's stone and not a material you want.
So.
It's like you've done this a while.
Yeah. If you go back 4 years ago, this was on the topic too, on the
So
thing.
question, like, when you were talking, it was more on the perimeter on the inside, right? Not just at the entrance.
Well, the entrances, they did millings last year and that was fantastic. I don't know if it was you guys or somebody else, they put some mulch down at the entrance this year and that seemed to work good, but like if you did millings there, but mulch around the seats, because that tends to get muddy there, I feel like millings there wouldn't be good. Yeah, but stone is free and so is millings,
Okay,
so, and then the chips, if it was minimal.
people would be good with the stones, or.
Yeah, somebody did put a couple stones at the very entrance. And it resolved the whole little puddle on the way in. Again, I'm not sure if it was a town or somebody
Yeah.
just. Okay, yeah, that worked fantastic. I love it.
So that's fine then? like,
Yes.
um,
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Okay, and we have a motion in a second.
Motion, do you have a motion?
We have no motion.
No
Oh,
motion,
sorry.
I just asked a question.
No.
So approval of placing stone at the entrance and around the seating areas in the dog park.
Second.
Moving second, further second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you.
Okay, F, approval of trading the 2021 CAT V8 hammer for a new CAT stump grinder in the amount of $23.61.
Brady, don't go crazy on us.
So obviously we're doing all the tree cutting in-house. Now we use this stuff. So we have the cat hammer, it's a big jackhammer, it goes like the back of my backhoe. I think it's been used 6 times since it was purchased. It's an $11,000 piece of equipment, it's nothing that we're ever really gonna use. And with these are very expensive to maintain. They're filled with nitrogen. They tend to go bad if they're not used a lot. So, knowing that we need a stump grinder, I reached out to Cat. They gave us a quote on selling them back hammered for a new stump grinder that would go on your skid steer. And the difference is $23.61.
That's great.
Motion to approve.
A second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you.
All right, G, approval of a quote from Country Harbor Associates LLC in the amount of $5,450 for fixing the floor at Columbia Child Development Center. Note, the funds will be taken from the town's Columbia Child Development Center bank account.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded. Any questions? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. All right, item 3 is projects. Fred.
So approval of the invoice from ARC in the amount of $1,500, $157,500 for the roof project.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions?
So the latest update as of today, they're gonna be finishing Public Works and then moving on to recycling. Was it this Thursday?
Thursday, Friday.
Thursday of this week pending weather. So that's at least where we're at. It's moving forward. And the good news is Sunpole Solar was at Public Works following the roof crew and there's some work on that as well. So we're seeing some progress.
Cool.
This is for both groups.
This work is just for Public Works. They just
Okay.
started at Public Works. So this payment would be mainly for Public Works area. And it's a partial payment.
But it's part of the whole process. Both of them
Correct.
are part of the whole project.
Yeah. And to Jim's point, it's not only Public Works, but also recycling.
Any other questions, Jim? Any other questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Aye, sorry.
I keep forgetting you're there, Dennis, I'm sorry. Approval for a project change order / addendum with Vertu in the amount of $8,000.
I move to approve. I'll second.
Moved and seconded.
This is for the electrical drawings at Public Works because we're no longer doing the carport. So there's additional drawings for that Vertu has to provide Barry Izett. And then that will be provided to Sunpulse and then ultimately we can go to PPL for the actual permit to start the electrical work. So once the project is started, we're also working with PPL to get that work order in. But in order to get the work order in, we need all the drawings to match. And that was found at Barry Izett that, we were missing that. So that is needed.
Because we removed.
We removed the carport. We didn't want to fund it. It was more expensive, so we took the carport out of the project.
All right.
There will be a change order coming from Sunpole Solar for that deduction because the electrical load was for the full carport and Public Works building, just so council's aware.
Okay. Any other questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next is fire police ambulance. First item is approval to pay for police intern at $12 an hour.
$12 an hour, yeah.
Says $12.50, but it's $12 an hour for 10 hours a week until the end of May 2026.
And just to correct, it's not a police intern, it's a student worker.
I'll move to approve.
Sorry.
Moved and seconded. Any questions?
We don't have to adjust the motion.
Wow, exactly.
Okay.
Material. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, item B is approval of an officer in charge chief rate of $5 an hour for 2025 time.
This is the one we're tabling, right?
Yes,
We're tabling it.
B and C.
Okay,
B
then
and C
let's,
are
can I have a
tabled.
motion to table items B and C?
Move to table items B and C, for B and C.
I second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Item D is approval of Bloomsburg Theater event 8/22/26.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Ladies, I'm assuming that's why you're here.
You. Yes, we have a band, Norwood, a local band, that will be kicking off a tour that they're starting. They're gonna be heading out to the Midwest. So we're very excited for them because will be the second time that they've performed with us in the theater. So we're gonna kind of take a little credit for their launching. I'm not sure if you're familiar with their music, but it has they have original compositions based on the Lord of the Ring, for a very Renaissance fair vibe. So what we want to do is close the street, set up a tent, tables, sell beer and wine and food for people who are going to the show to relax, gather before they head in. We probably want to, it will probably start around 4 p.m., done by 7:30 when the show starts, then we'll clean up and open back up.
Is this also, this is the same day as Art Fest, right?
It is.
Okay. Are there any other questions for the folks from BT?
Where to make Pasadena's Main Street? Is that just like,
Just-
third to, third to Main?
Just where we closed it before, which is about Pine Avenue. Yeah.
Kind of,
We'll put barricades at Third, so the cars do not
Correct,
come up.
correct, that's what we did last time.
Still be able to access the Pine
Correct.
parking lot.
Mhm.
So this would be a first request for an alcohol serving event.
Correct.
Back in May 13th of 2024, council approved an ordinance to allow groups like Cindy and I'm sorry, Justine to come to council and ask 60 days ahead of time for that event. The serving times would have to be regulated per the ordinance hours, which would fit. But then it also requires for serve safe for like you guys to have your own liquor control, servers. And I would say like chief, you typically take the applications for the street closure, but that's why it's before council. It has to be approved by council.
Yes.
You're using BT's liquor license.
License, correct. And will be beer and wine.
Yes, and we'll get a special occasion permit.
Any other questions? Thank you for trying something outside the box. I hope this goes well.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I already put it in my calendar.
So moved.
All in favor? Oh, yeah, we need a motion in second.
So moved. Second.
Okay. Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Item 5 is old business, approval of payments to Robert C. Young, the same two that we have been tabling over the last several meetings. Does anyone want to make a motion? I'm assuming we would still like these to be taken. We still have not, we have not heard back from Jim.
Yeah, we don't have, great, we don't have the results from them.
Yeah, so today's latest email is that the date will probably be next week. A day was not selected. However, I will say once it is taking place, it will take a month to get the lab results. So it's not like we get results next week, but we would know, what kind of took place while the drilling happened. So once we have that date, we'll send it out to council. But just know it would be next week and then a month after that. And that's just all received as of today.
Move the table.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. That ends our regular agenda. Is there any other citizens to be heard? Hearing none, can I have a motion to adjourn to executive session regarding the home program?
I'll make a motion. Second.
Okay, second, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna do it in-house, we're not gonna have hot food, so there won't be.
Gee, thanks for looking into it. No problem.
What's that?
Perfect time.
Oh.
I was supposed to go, but
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. True.
true. That's a good answer. You know, even before it was in the.
Go to the back.
Someone's gonna, I have like 3 minutes I gotta go by.
The one in the cities, Griffin,
All right.
Don't want people to stumble when you're getting out of here.
That was, but then when they said the $300 per month, they voted 2 to 5. But they wanted to leave it, remain the fee structure, just in case we need to go back to it. So essentially that should have been a unanimous vote, but it was 2 to 5.
Okay, so they voted.
It was a 2 to 5 on that one. But they're doing it in.
Right, so basically that.
So we can actually.
So they voted not to keep.
I'll get back.
But there was this, so they voted. So. I tried to ask for clarification. Apparently I don't do it. All right, we'll see you.
Plantings out in the front area. It's just full. It's full.
At first, they're all happy around, and then they're like, oh, finally, and.
My God.
Updates. Yeah, it's there to watch it. And this is their next baby picture that are turning into angry. They've been to all 4 my favorite restaurants. We've been to. And I like Don's. I'm there. I think we're just. Yeah. And.
Oh, come on.
I thought it was.
Crazy. Yeah. It never looks like it's over.
They have I've got really good ratings for 10 days of it.
And the doctor really loved it.
You said the Thai place. The Thai place is good. There's a place down on 4th Street. Oh, yeah. There's an African restaurant, very. I haven't been there. I love sushi.
Well, I mean, if it's good sushi.
All right, everybody.
Sorry.
We get out of here.
Thank you for the food tips.
I don't think it's-
Busy talking.
Can we do public works? So I don't know, you guys don't get a lot of face time with Dan. Do you want Dan to stick around, or do anything more, or are you guys good on that topic? Okay,
We're good.
all right, they appreciate everything.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I tried calling earlier, but we got it squared away.
You tried to call?
I went to the airport, phone.
It's okay,
I
I
didn't
got
think about
accused
it.
of that.
You did or didn't?
I didn't.
Problem solved, kind of, mostly.
I have no missed calls. Sure you called me?
It says you reached the Bloomsburg Airport Administrator.
Did you call that phone? 'Cause that'll answer that one.
Oh,
It didn't call a cell phone. Do you have any questions for any of that? Maybe you're all good.
So I said that we were at 2 days and now we're up to 6 and,
To what?
317-1966.
Yeah,
What's the phone number?
there it's coming through.
Oh. Oh,
764. Yeah, I don't know.
okay.
You probably went to spam.
Okay,
so council's aware and then we're gonna take action tomorrow.
okay, all right.
Thanks for all your efforts.
Yep. See you guys.
Thank you.
Just to confirm, is that you online?
Yepers.
Okay, I didn't want someone renaming themselves Jess Jordan, so I just,
I feel you.
okay.
Mine too, some people right now. One would, that's like, what is that?
Yeah.
Don would-
Okay, here's
So the latest is the home program, right? We don't have a final determination from the state. I sent the appeal notice. This was, I had 3 days to respond. I now have not heard from the state in over a week, right? I don't know what direction they're gonna go. I'm assuming there's gonna be a payback. I don't know what the payback is. CEDACOG met, they're no longer doing the home program because part of my request was we'll just pay it back in future years and make CEDACOG be the administrators of a new grant. CEDACOG is no longer doing the home program. So I don't have that to really go off of anymore. Kim Wheeler and Jeff Snyder, they came, they basically met with me in a virtual meeting. I think it quite helped that Justin didn't want to be a part of it in the sense of like, we're just frustrated. They should be paying 100% back to the town on it. They went up from 50% to 75%. So they just wanted to feel out how council feels about that. Once we get the final determination letter back, it would be like a one-time offer. In that signature, it's also waiving our right to sue them for anything. So they want that protection too. But it would take our request down from 290 to about 60 grand. Those are loose numbers because we didn't get a final determination yet. And this is basically a home program that CEDACOG administered. Even at the level of income limits, like if I would apply, they didn't even get that step right. They gave, projects and awarded projects to people that didn't even fit that income level. So on the very, step one, they didn't get that right on a lot of these projects. So I'm not sure what the appetite is. Do we want to sue them? For 60 grand, I think we'd probably end up the same and we don't know what the judge would roll.
We're not gonna be able to sue them. That clause in that contract's not gonna allow us to sue them. I think we piss a lot.
Probably cost us more money to get 60,000 back, than to get the 60,000 back.
Berwick's paying 190, right?
They did not appeal it and CEDACOG did not put a penny towards their payback.
But it's 190.
I'd have to go back to emails, but
Yeah.
if you got it from the emails, yeah.
I hate paying 60, but
Right.
I'd rather have this water over the dam than anything.
Why is CEDACOG not responsible?
Because there's a clause in their contract that basically says, well, we're administering this, but we can't be held liable for any issues. And we sign.
They have smart lawyers.
And we said, okay,
So the state that we basically entered into contract with, we are the grantee, not CEDACOG. So that's where the state's coming back at to say, even if we had third-party administrator agreement, the state is saying the town was the grantee, not CEDACOG. And that's where I basically said in the appeal, you treated CEDACOG as the applicant, coordinating audits, coordinating meetings. You never even came to talk to Lisa Dooley or the town. I try my best on the appeal letters, but so until we get the state determination, we have until that point, so we could just kick it down the road until we get the letter and then meet again. But I just wanted to get, give you guys a heads up. This information came to me last week and, I thought it was pretty important to talk about, a 290 ask going down to 60.
Well, we could wait until we hear from what the state wants to do, but the state doesn't, the other problem is that the state doesn't have a process for this. So they're trying to put the screws to her by giving us these short deadlines to remit things, and then they take their time with whatever they're gonna do. I'm not sure that's gonna go to our favor. I mean, they're looking to get money back, and this is a federal program,
Right,
and we see how that's going.
where's our 60 gonna come from?
Yeah, we see.
That's my,
Oh, we just lost the mechanic.
Oh, so you're still down to police officers. We don't have to pay $1 million.
Yeah. Well, read your email.
Read your email, yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That just happened.
Yeah, they're.
Well, they're asking for judicial review. That doesn't sound quite, I think. Doesn't sound like an appeal, but
They're asking for the 1.3 million.
yeah.
Yeah. So they're just asking it to go to another judge to review?
Well, the way I read it too, Katie basically explained that the permit process would have to go back before the court, which that's not what legal told us on that call, so.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to get their ducks in order before they let us know what it truly is. Cause on that call last week, Kate basically said it would be a process just to town council, not the court.
Yeah.
Cause I even said, hey, if they don't agree with it, it would be, back in court with a different judge, and she said yes.
Sometimes. I think I resign. I'm joking.
I mean, if we
I can't
don't
believe-
agree to the 60, would we be on the hook for the full amount?
So if council doesn't agree to it now, and I would recommend just holding our cards and not saying anything to CEDACOG to just say that, hey, yeah, we discussed it, nothing was really final determination. Because if the state comes back and says, oh, you only owe 100, and CEDACOG was gonna give us over 200, we should go back to CEDACOG and be like, well, you had the cash flow for 75%, which is now the full ask from the state, we want 100% of that. So I think they're trying to get ahead of the state's final determination letter and hold us accountable to the 75%, which the state could change and it could be lowered. I don't know.
I mean, if we said to them, 75% of anything over 60, we would pay.
Yeah. But then say it's 100,000.
Yeah.
We don't want it phrased that
I
way.
think it's good to just let it rise and see what they come back with. From the state.
Cause they're asked then at the end of the meeting, Jeff Snyder, he said that he's the board president. He basically said if we had 100% to pay it, we would. We just don't have the financial capacity to do it. Which they probably don't. If we're not the only ones in this situation, Juniata County is also going through an appeal process.
But that's not through CEDACOG, is it?
It's through CEDACOG,
Okay.
yeah.
I hate to be pessimistic, but I think at this rate, I don't see us hiring a cop this year either. And not because we're unwilling, but I don't think we're gonna get an applicant.
So I sent an email. We have 3 applications. Of the 3, it doesn't sound like any of them are really valid. I don't want to speak for Fosse, but 2 of the 3 are basically not good applicants, but.
And we're talking about possibly getting rid of one.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that we'll have the 60,000 that's not budgeted, but we'll
we'll have it, yeah.
yeah.
Still March.
True.
And here's the state, you know, they could come back and wait till 2027. Like, I don't know when I'll finally get a letter.
Yeah.
This has been going on since 2025.
I mean, we just got calls the other day to audit things for a program that they're trying to claw back.
My appeal was due the 13th, and then I had a monitoring call on the same grant that following Monday. Like, it's backwards.
They're-
They don't, yeah, it's state.
You don't really need a decision tonight, let's just think about it, but
Okay.
60 is certainly better than 290.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, I'll just tell Kim like, hey, council's aware of it. They want to wait until the final state letter. Leave it at that.
They might come
Unless
back,
there's a
they might
deadline.
come back and say here's the deadline.
And during the meeting, I asked because I said, well, what if they come back and the state says you don't owe anything? I said, is CEDACOG gonna pay us right now? And then finally, they're like, no, we would wait until the state, you know, letter. So I got them in that corner.
Okay.
So they're already there.
That-
Because I was gonna ask that, well, that's why I did the notes.
Yeah.
But that's why I basically asked that, because if we sign it, I want that money now. And then if the state comes back and says, you owe nothing. You know,
Then you
do
have to
we give that back to CEDACOG? We would, but
Isn't that funny, the fair one, wonder why they're appealing.
Well, that's what my thought process was too. I was like, Randy's all fine and dandy, that means somebody else is not.
so whoever, and I'm sorry, last Monday I had a meeting because the firework show.
Also. I asked how much the fireworks cost, the fair, and they said $15,000. So we paid for 75% for. I just wanna make sure that everybody was cool with that because they're only paying $5,000 for fireworks now.
They have two bands and they have bathrooms, like we would have been out Public Works overtime too, but to your point, it wasn't a true 50-50.
Did they take the band that we were supposed to have?
They did not.
So we.
We're out $500 deposit for
500.
ostrich hat.
But the point is to have a nice celebration for the town.
Yeah. Now fighting us for $1.3 million.
Well, on that call for last Monday, I kind of knew it wasn't gonna go well. Whoever, and I forget his real name, but whoever Farmer Moofy is,
Oh, Campbell.
real not, you know, not nice to me. And I was like really nice on the phone to them. It was Tim Chamberlain, Eddie Sanders, which they were really nice. But that guy took the lead and he was not nice. He basically said, no, the racetrack, there's some hard feelings on the board. So I knew last week, there's, you know, probably some discussion that people were upset. Is it
Well,
They
Berkshire or
don't have
something?
any, I don't, no, Berkshire seemed all right.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what's Farmer Moofy's?
Moofy is Campbell.
Okay,
Can't think of which one it is though.
What's he in charge of? Or-
I don't know, because I think I said, I might have made him upset, but I said, oh, I don't think I ever met you in person. He's like, oh, well, you might know me as Farmer Moofy. And I said, oh, I recognize that name.
Their case isn't any better. You know. A building permit is not, you can do whatever you want down there, and the noise doesn't matter, like, you know. Whatever anybody's thoughts about the noise was before they started making the noise, has no bearing on the situation, the noise is outrageous.
Brian Campbell.
Okay.
That's it.
Does it say what's he's in charge of the?
Oh, I was just looking up who Farmer Moofy was.
Oh, okay.
I knew it was a Campbell. I just couldn't remember which one.
So I found out that information. I thought it was very interesting that, you know, we're paying for most of their fireworks. And I mean, I don't know if we want to think about that over again, and now it's gonna cost $1,000 in court fees to fight this. So, do we really want to give them $10,000?
Well, I don't know that we can take it back.
Yeah, we already.
He's in charge of agriculture. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're gonna be laying out less money for this event
Yeah.
than we would be if we did it ourselves still.
They're taking 20% on the vendor fees, which we only took 125 for food vendor. So say someone makes $2,000 and they're honest about it, they're gonna be making more in vendor revenue than we did.
Who's gonna be honest about it?
it's really the hassle for the day of. We won't have barricades. We don't have to worry about a lot of policing. Chief Ossie is still working with Tim on traffic control. I did reach out to Abby, which is the third party flag.
Right, but the
Under-
fireworks folks weren't gonna be able to do it on the fourth. The drunk people were insane. Like,
Understood, I think that there's. This whole now second reaction is. Them not being playing fair anymore, I don't feel that. We need to pay them anything.
Yeah.
We don't owe them anything.
we don't. I don't think the judge is gonna appreciate this, to be perfectly honest, because he made a big point about like, you guys need to play nice.
Understood, and I mean, I think that us agreeing to pay for fireworks was us, playing nice.
Same nice, yeah.
And now that we're not playing nice, and then now found out that, they only spent $15,000 in fireworks on July 4th.
Of the 250th celebration.
How
Correct.
receptive.
I don't know
were
how they got it for $15,000, I thought our $10,000 was gonna be a drop in the bucket,
Yeah,
honest to God.
Mhm.
And then I find out that they paid $15,000 for fireworks.
We didn't cut the check yet. Cause I
How
know Jacqueline
receptive
was.
were the fair people to the offering? I mean, were they,
Randy was very nice and happy over the phone. Same with Tim Chamberlain. Eddie Sanders, I don't know him, but like,
He's a nice guy.
he was so nice on the phone with me.
Super nice.
The only thing that I got was Farmer Moofy's, backlash over the phone call, and I was just like, okay, I take a lot, I just am quiet about it, cause like, I act on behalf of full council, so if you guys say cut the check, I'm gonna cut the check.
I mean, we're doing it for the town, we're doing it for the people of the town, and I do see what you're saying, Jackie, we definitely do.
Well, it usually costs us about 15,000 for the fireworks, right?
With everything, cause we rent handicap porta potties.
Well, but I don't mean but just the fireworks show.
Yeah, well, usually it's around 10 grand. I think the quote was 88,750.
Okay.
With like their delivery fee on top of it.
Yeah, I felt like in prior years it was in that range.
Yeah,
Okay.
We could give them half, like we said we were gonna do.
Look, it looks like real sour grapes if we go back and say,
Oh,
oh,
yeah. but
Yeah,
We
yeah.
really get 7,500.
I think,
Yeah, I think we should.
I
We would have,
I just wanted everybody to know
yeah,
what we're paying for, and I know that it probably looks bad on us, but now
Well,
they're gonna.
but
They're not
I'm
throwing the
gonna make
check
sure
at us.
she reports that we gave them $10,000.
Yeah.
yeah.
$10,000 though either,
Sure, they had a bad year last year because of this.
they still made money though last year.
Look, they're the ones that, look like the assholes here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They look like. They shoved this down all our throats on the rate, yeah, like, I just think. We look better here in all of this. We've extended the olive branch. We'll put together this permit, deal, and. They're not gonna win this appeal, so
So it's better to just maintain the moral high ground,
I think they're
in a
gonna,
lot of ways.
they're not doing themselves big.
I mean,
But they don't need to, they're the fair.
even if it gets appealed up to the state court, the state's gonna be like, oh. No, because, it's human,
Health.
Yeah.
And safety, right?
We'll put one of those thermometers on the side of town hall showing how much the fair's costing a legal fee.
Yeah, where it just keeps counting every day.
Yeah,
Love it, love it.
Approved.
that's all I got.
okay.
Are you guys okay with the $10,000 check being issued this week or? Cause I held off,
We've got until July 4th.
just wait.
They don't need a check yet.
Okay,
Yeah, they don't need to collect, they don't need to collect interest on top of that.
Okay.
Make them at least wait. We can do that, that's not.
Jess, do you have anything?
Yeah, they can wait.
Okay. Okay. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, see you, Jess.
Are there any other special meetings this week? 'Cause